Hey, guys, my producers take down some of my videos. Oh yeah. Uh, what I mean by that is when certain people see certain videos I put out, once certain people see them, I take them down. There's a reason for that. Uh, I'm gonna run through this last video real quick. Government claims we're only $31 trillion in debt as a nation, folks. I'm just going back to the last two presidents. President Trump, his first year in, he wrote a check to give the government a raise in the amount of $3 trillion. That was over all the money they already take in the first place, folks. This was another $3 trillion that gives them the okie dokie to take more from you, each and every one of you. Uh, well, Biden just did the same thing, gave a $3 trillion raise to the government. Boom. Gonna jump back to Trump. Trump, when 3 years ago, when all this crap, and you know what I'm talking about, started. Well, he did what he was told to do, and he turned control of the entire government over to FEMA. And then he wrote them a check that he even claimed he never signed a check that big. Trillions of dollars. He's a liar. He signed one before that for $3 trillion raise for the government. Well, they gave him a raise, so he don't want to talk about that. Why do you think the presidents do this? They give each one of themselves a raise. A year into what, or 2 years into whatever they're doing. It's ridiculous, folks. But back to Trump, 6.2 trillion he wrote a check for and gave it to FEMA and WHO and CDC to ensure Operation You Know What happened. Now, I'm just going by those three figures, folks. The raise Trump gave the government and the raise Biden's given the government. Now, we know they stole many, many more millions of billions and trillions other than that. But we're just going by those three. That will be Trump put us 9.6 trillion into debt, and Biden put us 3 trillion into debt. That's over $12 trillion, folks. $12.6 trillion. And they want to claim that this country is only $31 trillion in debt. That's what they want to claim. People, they're lying to you. This country is so far in debt that the money is worthless. It's a promissory note. It's an IOU. None of you have been paid with any real currency since you've been born. Not even me. You've been paid. Well, that's a fact, because before 1964, I wasn't earning any money at all. So even I was never paid with any real currency. That's a fact. A promissory note, and it states it right on top of your money. It's a federal, on the paper money, it's a federal promissory note. Promissory note, if you can find the real definition on it, is an IOU. Now, because there's a few people that own every freaking thing, and they own the money. So when you go to work and they give you your couple $100 or $1,000 a week, whatever they give you, that IOU you can go spend in the company stores. I've been explaining this for years. They wrote a song about it years ago. This is not currency, folks. This is slavery. Before 1964, you had money that was backed by actual silver or gold. You had actual coins that were made of silver and gold. After 1964, they call them clad coins because they ain't real. They're plugs at best. Think I'm lying? Just pick up a book on coins and what they're worth before 1964. Oh yeah. A quarter, a real American quarter before 1962 quarter is worth, the last one I sold was $12. I ain't playing with you. That was real currency. Oh yeah. But I've been telling people this stuff for almost 2 decades. Now, it came in layers, folks. I didn't start right off with all the knowledge that I have today. No, it came in layers, pretty much. When the towers went down, I know some of you weren't even alive. Well, I was almost, 40 years old. I was almost 40, I think. Pretty close to it. Pretty close to 40 when that happened. People, that changed my life as much as you think it changed yours. But my life went into figuring out what. This stuff they're telling us is a lie. Well, like I said, folks, I've done so many videos, and Google has destroyed them. They ain't destroyed, folks. Every video I've ever put out it's sitting in somewhere. I guarantee you it is sitting on a hard drive somewhere. Because many people, when I had my main channel, there were people downloading my shit across the world. All that stuff has become a blur to me anymore today. I forgot more about the truth than most of you'll ever even know. And people, I'm telling you what, a lot of you don't really want to know the truth. Because it's hard to sleep at night. It's hard to think about where shit's at. It's hard. The truth is offensive. The truth is painful. The truth is hard. If you're not willing to hear that, being on my channels ain't going to work for you. I'm going to be serious with you. But I still love to have you. You could even become one of the shadow followers. I ain't playing. I got meanie. I got government officials, police, sheriffs. I've got people, I don't even know who the hell they are, that listen to all my words. I guarantee you, federal agents, all kinds of people. I can even tell you this. When Obama was in office, he knew who I was. I assure you of that. Oh, yeah. I spent the most money I had on prepping at that time, folks. Oh, yeah. And the thing about it is what I was prepping for would never happen. But what he did is where we are today. And you can believe whatever you want. But I've been telling people for at least a decade, maybe 2 decades at this point, how to fix this problem. They claim the Constitution of the United States, of the Republic of the United States, that the forefathers wrote and put into place is the law of the land. But they don't go by it. But if they cannot state it isn't, that it doesn't exist, if they cannot prove to you and they're not willing to put it right in your face that it doesn't exist, and it really doesn't, folks. It hasn't since the War of 1812. We lost that war. The colonists lost that war to Great Britain. Why do you think the Bar Association is still a part of the justice system in the United States? Answer that. And don't tell me it doesn't stand for the British accredited whatever bullshit. British is what the B in Bar Association stands for. I don't care what any of you say. I've researched it. But I've been telling you guys, I've been telling people for almost 2 decades that all you have to do is start off with your sheriff's department. You guys have the right under the Constitution of the United States that if your sheriff that you elected is not following the Constitution, you get enough people together, you can march right into his office and say, are you going to stick to the Constitution, or are you going to continue to do what you're doing? And if he tells you he's going to continue to do what he's doing, you can handcuff his ass, put his ass in jail and waiting for trial, and hold him for treason. He swore an oath. I keep talking about these oaths, folks. Those oaths, according to the Constitution, meant something. And if you didn't follow that oath, you could be hung or shot for treason. Now, when you start making these, if you want to claim the Constitution is real, then you got to have some real men in your county to stand the fuck up. Not these little girly men like Andrew Tate that wears the hip-hugging skinny jeans If he's wearing any clothes at all, usually he's in a robe sucking on some big old something big like that. He's always got it hanging in his mouth or hanging off his fingers. Him and his brothers, they like to suck on some big things. But I've been saying this, you can start. Those guys ain't going to do shit for you. You need real men. And you start at your sheriff's department, your mayor's office. Those two places, sworn oath. If they're not going to uphold their oath, you can remove them from office immediately and put them in jail and hold them for trial on treason. Oh yeah, Constitution gives you that right. If you can get the sheriff, if the sheriff don't like you and he says he's going to do his thing, you put his ass in jail and you put somebody in there that's going to hold that office according to the Constitution until you can do another election. You have the right to do that. I've been telling this for years. Then you go with the sheriff, because the sheriff the sheriff is the top elected law enforcement according to the Constitution in every county. The sheriff, top guy, he can arrest the president of the United States if the president of the United States breaks the law in his county, and there ain't nothing that's Secret Service or anybody else can do about it. He has that authority as sheriff. Get the sheriff, go to the mayor. The mayor doesn't want to hold his office up to the oath he swore. You take the sheriff or the mayor out and put somebody in until you can have another election ran to put an elected official in there. But you better replace them with somebody who's going to stand up to the Constitution and stand up for it. And as you move through your counties, you're going to you're going to get your mayors, you're going to get your city officials, township trustees. They're either going to go along or they're going to get out. Once you get your state, you walk into the governor's office with the rest of everybody behind you, all the sheriffs of all the counties, and you tell the governor, or you ask him, did you take an oath? Are you willing to back it now, or are you going to keep playing these games? And if he's not willing to back his oath, you do the same thing with that governor. Then once you got enough states together, you got your National Guards, you got your militiamen, you got all these people for your military if you have to go up against the federal government. And by this time, who are the people in that federal military other than your own children, your brothers and sisters, your mothers, your fathers? Do you really think they are then going to stand up against their own family? Oh no. Been telling this for years, folks. You guys need to figure it out. But now it is happening. And if you want to see why I know it's happening, you gotta go to another channel. Oh yeah. You gotta go to Watachi Running Free channel and look up the video. It's called Facts Alive. And when you get there, go into the description and you will see the video I want you to see. It's already happening, folks. And if it keeps that, look, this ain't going to change the direction of the world, but it could change a little bit of the direction of this country. God loves you. I love you. Till the next one.